Well, would you look at the time? It's time for the Biscuit Basket.
Hi!
Hey!
Whoa!
Whoa! It's a brand new day.
Oh, that reminded me of a song. What song did that remind Sean of? I don't know.
I feel like there's like a kid's show with that song.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking kid show.
I was thinking Arthur, but it's definitely not Arthur. And I said,
new
hey,
day.
it's a wonderful kind of day. Dude,
That's
Arthur
probably
Watch.
what it was. Like
Maybe.
maybe subconsciously I was thinking that, but I don't know.
Perhaps.
Crap.
All I know is the Bruins are frauds.
The
Bruins.
Hey, Jack Edwards, you 3 to see it, buddy. We're not doing that again.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No. Hey.
You know that one? You know that one TikTok sound where it's like, It's like the
yeah.
guy beatboxing. Yeah,
That's me. Anyway, speaking of me, by the way,
Yeah, speaking of you,
I'm feeling fresh today, Sean.
you are feeling so fresh.
How are you feeling today? Are you feeling fresh today?
Not fresh.
That's okay. Listen, so
Yeah.
today we had a little bit more time to get to school, right? So it was like, I'm gonna take my time, and you may remember this lovely conversation we had in Mr. Brian Weave's class. I'm sure you've heard of Mr.
Hi, Brian, if
Yeah.
you're watching.
I'm sure you've heard of Brian Weave. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Loves his shorts. He's a big fan of shorts.
Yup.
He does love wearing shorts a lot.
Yeah.
Like in cold weather. But we had this debate in his class in, I think it was first term. So this would have been like fall of 2022.
Yeah.
Where we discussed if it's better to take showers in the morning or at night.
I remember this.
So
yeah.
for me, I'm a big proponent of, more so recently, I like taking showers after I come home from school, right? Because especially when you're on transit and all that, right? Like there's germs everywhere. Like you feel gross when you get back home, and you're just like, man, a shower would be really nice today, right?
A shower after especially a long day.
Oh yeah.
It always goes crazy. Always goes
Especially
crazy.
like times like now where we're in flu season, like everyone's sick, everyone's coughing on you.
I have allergies. Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, if you're listening to this and you take transit, if you're coughing, cover your mouth.
Oh wait, I know what story you're gonna tell.
Do you?
I think.
I don't know if you do.
Maybe I
no,
don't.
it's probably not that one. I'll just mention that anyway. Anyways, so
Is this nothing in particular? This definitely didn't happen to you where a guy was coughing directly on top of you during a SkyTrain ride. No, that never happened. If you're watching this and you did that to him,
I don't want to talk about. Well, okay, first of all, the sickest cough I've ever heard. If you're gonna cough, do it away from people. You don't have to do it right in their vicinity. That's all I'm saying. I'm a germaphobe, okay? So just don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah.
it's not that hard.
Really not that hard. Anyways, so today I decided though, I'm taking a morning shower, which I used to do all the time, but I don't really do anymore.
That is my speed.
Dude, that's a thing though, because like every time I take a morning shower, I feel so good going on the rest of my day because I feel fresh. I feel great.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's so much better. Like, listen, I can understand why like night showers are better. I'm probably still gonna do night showers most days.
Yeah.
Especially like someone for you who goes to the gym like right after class, right? Like you don't want to shower before the gym. So.
Well, I do.
Oh.
I'm one of those 2 showers a day sometimes.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Kind
That's
of
fair.
guys. It's like I can't go on with my day unless I have a shower, and I can't go to bed if I let's say I go to the gym at night or something, and then I come home, I have to shower.
Yeah.
I just went to the gym.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, I get that, but
Yeah.
God, morning showers just make you feel great, man. Like
Don't
you just
they?
feel so much better about your day. And
Yeah.
I just feel like they're superior, honestly, sometimes.
Well, I mean, are you a cold shower or warm shower kind of guy?
Cold shower? Who do you think I am? Who do you think I am? Taking a cold
Someone who
shower.
takes care of their skin. I don't know.
Well, I don't give a damn about that.
Oh,
dude, especially
man.
in the winter, like not a chance in hell.
That's true.
I'm taking a
No,
cold shower.
during the winter, dude, especially, well, you're from Kamloops.
Oh yeah.
Represent.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, you're going to be taking warm showers all
Oh,
the time.
yeah.
It's like minus 50 over there. Not
Ab-
actually.
I mean, almost. Sometimes, honestly, so gets like that. But you did point out the Kamloops Blazers jersey, by the way.
Yeah.
So can't help but notice. We have this jersey today because good little Kamloops guy scored his first career goal yesterday. Logan Stankoven could have been
ups.
a Canuck, but
Big ups. Yeah, oh God.
whatever. But
He's a Dallas Star and he's a wicked player. So.
oh yeah, and like, dude, there's no way the Stars wouldn't get to take the guy from the Blazers, considering their owner owns both teams. So, and he's a great guy. From everything I've heard, he's like a really good guy, and he's going to be a great player, which is great to see because like you don't see a ton of players come from Kamloops. Like the only
it's
one,
awesome.
Yeah, the only one we have is like Mark Recchi. Like
It's been a
one.
big week for you. First, Archdeep Baines comes in, and I remember you talked about that on the on the last episode. And now this week you got Logan Stankoven, who's a local product for you from Kamloops, and he's gonna kill it. Like this is a guy I've believed in for a long time. So just quick shout out to Logan Stankoven. That's awesome. Welcome back to the show. I'm Sean.
I'm Karin.
And yeah, that's the intro. Shout out Logan Stankoven. He's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's my guy.
Okay. Let's just jump straight into it. That was the biggest win of the season. We're recording this, of course, on Tuesday, as we always do. The Canucks, of course, have a game day again.
Always
on the day that we're recording, because that's how. What just happened to my voice?
You just gotta give out. That happens sometimes, man.
Yeah, allergies will do that. The Canucks played the Bruins on Saturday. The Bruins. And man, they that was the biggest win of the season. I think I can say that confidently. I'll say it with my chest. That was the biggest win of the season.
Biggest win of the season, without a doubt.
That was the biggest win of the season.
Can I say one thing though? So obviously it's a big game when you play the Bruins, right? Because well, okay, listen, the Canucks won game 28. So we are now tied.
Oh my God.
We are now tied 14-14 in the series. So it's coming down to the wire. It's getting crazy.
It's close.
It's close. So.
You know what's funny is they won game 8 and game 9.
They did.
We come up in big moments. Game 9 especially, that was a big one.
The Bruins brought it back though. Like they were able to get a few wins in there, and now we're all tied up. So
that's actually a really good question. When does this series end?
When we say so. When Canucks fans say so.
When we beat them in the finals in game, I don't know. It'll only take 4 games this year. So game 32.
Well, I guess if you wanted like an official number, I guess, because we don't have anyone from the 2011 team left. They still have Brad Marchand. I think he's the only one left.
Oh, so we need Chris Tanev, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe sign Alex Edler to a 1-year deal.
That's what I'm saying.
He could probably still play.
Yeah. Is he? He's not in the lineup for. No, he's not in the lineup for LA at all. But yeah, I mean,
Alex Edler could still play.
Oh, absolutely. And man, this. See, here's the thing. Like, normally, like you'd be really excited that the Canucks beat the Bruins because it's the freaking Bruins. So, and you're always excited for them to beat the team that beat them in the finals.
Yep.
But they're frauds. I'm sorry, they're frauds. I don't care what their record is. They're frauds because. I got a funny little stat for you. I don't know if you know this or not. So,
hit me.
So the Bruins, right?
Yeah.
They have, I believe, 81 or 82 points. It's 82.
I think they have 82.
Yeah. Whatever it is.
I think they're tied with Vancouver.
Yeah. I do know for a fact, though, that they are 12 points ahead of the Edmonton Oilers in terms of like overall standing, right?
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Knowing that information, how many wins do you think the Bruins have than the Oilers?
I know the Bruins have, okay, for example, I'll just lay this out. Canucks, I know, have 38, and they've played 60 games.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're pretty good. I think the Bruins have 34, and they've also played 60. Now I'm trying to, okay, I think Edmonton's only played 56.
Yeah, they have like quite a few games in hand.
Yeah. Oh, God. How many wins do they have in 56? I think Edmonton has 1 overtime loss. 2 overtime losses. Oh, man. I'm trying to think of like how many points they even have. Do they have 68 points, 69 points? Nice.
Yeah, because it's 12 points over. The Bruins are 12 points
so
over.
They would have like 34 wins.
They're tied with wins.
Oh my God.
Dude, the
Bruins have more overtime losses than regulation losses.
Dude, also, to put this in perspective too, the Nashville Predators are in a wild card spot right now. No. They have 2 less wins than the Bruins. That's absurd.
This is your number 1 team? This is your number one team?
I hate the 3-point system so much.
It's
the
awful.
worst. It rewards losing, and it doesn't make any sense.
Let's be real though. There's a long list of things that the NHL really has to get right.
Oh yeah,
And like things they have to change. I think the 3-point system is not near the top of that list.
no, but
Now,
it sucks.
however, 1 to 8 divisional seeding, not divisional, conference seeding, that should be higher up, I think.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. Because you're trying to make rivals with this stupid divisional system you have.
Yeah. It's not
Doesn't do anything.
what are you actually accomplishing by doing that? That's what I'm asking myself. Stale rivalries?
Yeah, they're not even really rivalries. Like, who has a rivalry right now with each other? Because I can't name.
Calgary and Edmonton.
Yeah, but that's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah.
So
Whatever.
yeah,
But the Canucks, big third period comeback. I think they scored with like 7.5 minutes to go. It was Brock Besser because, of course,
Prince
it was.
Charming, of course.
Of course, it was.
Yeah.
And then the man who's been, I think, the worst player over their 4-game losing streak. Of course, he was the one to tie it, Philip Hronek.
Yep.
And then Brock Besser once again scored again. And that was it. That was the game. And that Philip Hronek goal just made me laugh because I was not expecting it.
Same.
Every time he winds up for a slap shot at the point, I'm thinking, okay, that's missing the net or it's getting blocked. And it somehow found a way in.
It's so funny too because I remember watching that game like with like 5 minutes left or whatever, and I remember like just saying out loud, I was like, "Hronek, do something," and then he scores, and I'm like, "All right, I
It was
guess
a
I'll shut
sick
up."
shot, too.
Yeah.
He's got like one great shot out of every like 100 that he
Yeah.
takes.
Yeah.
Not actually 100. But that's huge. Like,
Yeah.
you know that the guys in the room feel awesome about that. That was a big emotional win against one of the NHL's top teams.
Yeah. You also saw the way they celebrated once they scored, or they tied the game,
Yeah.
rather.
Tocchet looked onto his team celebrating
Yeah.
on his way off the bench. Like he was going inside the dressing room and he just took a moment to just look. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's adorable. That's
I know.
wholesome.
Yeah, it was really nice.
man.
It just seemed like after going on that big losing streak, like you needed the vibes to really boost, and
You needed something.
this really
Anything.
boosted it, man. I felt like
If they came back and tied it and then lost in overtime, it would have been that I still would have taken that. Like
Yeah.
at least get a point.
yeah, exactly, man. Like you just need something to at least like boost your spirits because it hasn't been the greatest the last few weeks, especially from the fan base too. I mean, for me, I was before this game even started, I was fully prepared to go on this huge rant about how the Elias Lindholm trade was a mistake.
What?
Yeah, because
Whoa. Hold up. This is new.
Yeah,
What?
I've been saving it for this. So
Let's hear it.
my thinking was, yes, Lindholm can provide a lot for his lineup. He can do a lot of different things. He brings a lot of versatility to this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
My one thing I was starting to like have as a big concern was, does adding Philip Hronek move the needle for your team? And I was starting to question that because I was like,
Adding Philip Hronek?
oh, sorry, it's Elias Lindholm, my fault. It was one of those things.
Giving
where
you a
I'm
hard
like,
time.
I'm like, will he really change anything in the playoffs for them if they have him or not? So
Yes.
that was my main concern. But after seeing that game he had against Boston, I'm less concerned about that. So
It's funny because even when they were down 2-0, I remember tweeting this out. That actually it was before it was 2-0. I think this is still when it was 1-0. And I remember saying, the Canucks top 9 has looked really good. I feel like the dam is about to break. And then I'm not even joking. 2 minutes later, Boston took a 2-goal lead. But I remember thinking like Lindholm looked really sharp. I thought Pettersson, Mikheyev, Hoglander looked really good.
yeah,
And then Suter, Miller, Besser, why that line was ever split up, I don't know. I
Couldn't
don't
tell you.
know. And I remember saying that before the Seattle, or was it the Seattle game or the Colorado game? Where it was Seattle. I remember being like, look, Bane's in the top 6, all the time in the world for that. That's a ton of fun. Why are you splitting up Suter, Miller, Besser after they've dominated at 5-on-5 for months? Or not months, sorry, weeks. And then they put it back and, oh, they're the best 5-on-5 line in that game. Oh, who could have?
ooh, what a thought.
And by the way, We should probably talk about JT Miller because that was a beast mode game from him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't like using that term, by the way, but I don't know how else to describe it. Like that, the 3 assists is one thing, but like, didn't he finish the night with 8 hits?
Yeah, he was on it all night, man.
I don't like hits as a stat. It's an arbitrary stat for me, but it's like if you can put up 3 points and throw 8 hits, I mean, that's valuable. Like I'm not gonna dispute that.
Yeah,
it's pretty great.
And I mean, like I know I bring this up like quite a bit, but like it's good for playoff hockey, man.
It
Because
is.
you need people who can stand up for themselves. So, and that's a guy who can do it. So,
And obviously Brock Besser too, like that. He needed a game like that.
Oh,
Goal
yeah.
scorers are very hot and cold. We all know that. And people get really impatient. We can talk about another player that people are way too impatient about. But Brock Besser, seeing him score 2 huge goals like that, he's been doing it all year.
Yeah.
You remember the game against Columbus when they were down, was it 4-1 in the third?
Yeah.
And then I think he scored the first goal for the Canucks. And then in the third period, he scored 2 power play goals and bang, there's his 30 goals. There's a hat trick. And it's like, it just seems like every time they need a big goal, he's the one.
oh yeah,
Most times.
it comes in waves every time with goal scorers, man. It's like
Yep.
you're gonna have times where you're utter trash, and then you
Yep.
have times where you just can't stop scoring.
Unless you're Alex DeBrincat, where you start off hot and then you don't do anything for the rest of the season.
Right,
I mean, you
exactly.
could just be Alex DeBrincat. I swear I'm not a Sens fan. I really don't care about Alex DeBrincat. He's a good player. He's a really good player.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of you Twitter people that are very, very upset, and it's really concerning. Elias Pettersson. He is the hot topic of conversation in this city, in this market, and I feel like we have to address it.
yeah. I don't want to, but we have to.
I mean, what is there really to say? He's okay. If we're talking about the on ice play, we can talk about the contract stuff. But if we're talking about what's actually happening on the ice, yeah, he's not playing his best.
No.
I've seen him play. We've all seen him play better hockey than this. Last year, he was just a freak with controlling play. Like all of his metrics were nuts. This year hasn't been quite at the standard. He's still a very high end player, obviously. But sit back for a second, and I'm talking to you. Sit back for a second. Oh, you're gonna do it. Okay,
Yep.
let's all sit back. How does that feel?
Feels
How,
great.
how does that feel? Feels pretty nice, right?
It's probably not
You're
great,
not
bad.
sitting back. This feels nice, right? This
Yeah.
feels nice.
Feels nice.
This feels very nice.
Yeah, probably not great for my back, but we'll live with it.
It's all good. You can take a few minutes of feeling good for several years of chronic back pain.
Exactly.
That's how I roll.
Oh yeah.
When you sit back and you really think about it, the fact that Elias Pettersson is a top 10 scorer in the NHL, or I don't know if he still is, but he's up there. A top 10 scorer in the NHL this season, and he's not playing near his best hockey. What are we complaining about? There's another gear that he's going to hit because he's always hit it.
Yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, like he's on our team now. So that's
I'm
all
done
I care
sitting
about.
like
Yeah,
this.
I don't want to sit because you were.
No, and that's it. And the contract stuff, like obviously, like we should probably discuss it. What are your thoughts? I want to get your thoughts before I say anything about this.
Like just on the whole thing in general, or like,
Yes.
Okay. Obviously, if you're management, there's reason to be concerned, without a doubt. Like
Oh yeah,
the thing that it's not that they think that like they can't resign him or anything. It's just he hasn't given them an indication that he wants to resign. So they haven't like really been like, okay, we can move forward knowing that we're going to have this player next season. Even though we haven't signed a deal yet, we know that he wants to be here. He hasn't given the team that indication yet, which it seems like from his agency, they don't really do that often because he has the same agent as Noah Hannafin, who is very clearly like on the side of like, I don't want to talk contract right now.
JP Barry is notorious for being like the most hard ass agents, dude.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And the thing with it is like, we consider, I mean, like you and I know in the past we're like, or like yesterday we were talking about potential trade targets that could happen. It's like, but the thing is, all we can do is just wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
It's not in any of our controls. We're just fans. We're just going to watch what happens. Pettersson will make whatever decision he wants to do, and we're going to have to live with it. So I don't see a point in like worrying about it right now because it's not the main concern right now for this team. That's a concern in the summer for sure, but I don't see why we should be stressing when nothing's going to get done right now and it's going to go into the summer because that's the way it's looking like it's going to be.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, what are we doing here?
It's a talking point for, I mean, fans and media. So you're going to talk about, like, why wouldn't you talk about it?
Of course you're going to talk about it. Like, it drives me nuts when a certain portion of the fan base decides to get all antsy towards the media saying, oh, you guys are blah, blah, blah. Like, obviously, Donnie and Dolly got flamed for a poll question. And was the poll question stupid?
A little bit.
It was very obviously bait.
Yeah.
Right? Like that. But
that, you wouldn't be doing your job if you weren't, like, trying to get that engagement, though. So.
Sometimes there are slow news days.
Yeah.
Monday was a slow news day.
Yep.
Of course. And Pettersson, like, no, it wasn't a slow news day because the Pettersson stuff was the top. It was the number one topic, like, probably around the league.
Yeah.
Like, of course they're going to, this is Vancouver media. Of course they're going to talk about Vancouver Canucks related stuff. Even, listen, and I get it. It's really annoying. It is so annoying. I don't want to hear another damn word about Elias Pettersson and his contract situation because, like you said, we just have to wait and see. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
So can we just enjoy this right now? They're first in the league.
Yeah.
Like, they're the number one team in the league. He's a top 10 scorer. Can we all relax a little bit? Wait till the summer. Wait till they're eliminated from the playoffs or they win the cup. And then we can start talking about the contract stuff.
Oh, if they win the cup, I don't give a damn what he does.
You can walk.
Dude, you can go to outer space for all I care. It's like, we won a cup. That's all I care about. But
You can go back and play for Tim Ryan and the Allsvenskan if you want. So I don't care. It's like, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. You do that.
Yeah. If we're being realistic, though, just there's no reason to really get worked up about it now. Enjoy him while he's here. We're watching someone who may go down as, like, one of the top players ever. Yeah, like, literally could be. So
if he sticks around, he's going to be the best Canuck of all time.
Oh, absolutely. Probably he could be on pace to be, like, the best Swedish player of all time for sure.
I actually didn't think about that, but
it's possible.
He hit 100 points at 24.
Yeah. And dude, he already broke a bunch of records when he was, like, a teenager in the Swedish league. So just enjoy him. Just enjoy the Grip It and Rip It King while he's here, okay?
He's not quite the Grip It and Rip It King anymore. He's more like what is a good Pettersson moniker?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I just call him Alien. Alien's like the go-to, I feel like.
True.
He looks like an alien. You get it? He looks like an alien.
He looks like an alien.
Yo.
Looks like a Q-tip. I mean, I kind of see
it. I wanna throw something at you. This is very unexpected.
Okay.
But this is what we do this year. To end this episode, I want, because this is another hot topic. This is Canucks related. I saw a post that compared the 2011 team to the 2024 team. By the way, I wrote an article on this like a month ago. I was on this way far beyond Twitter. And I just did it for fun. I know that it's stupid and it doesn't matter and we shouldn't really be comparing those two because they're very different teams. But I was like, the curiosity got the best of me. Like, how do these two teams stack up? And I actually gave the edge to the 2011 team because, I mean, that team made the finals. That was a weird noise. What the heck?
Yeah. Well, you just rip on.
There's also chair residue on my hand. That's lovely.
Hate chair residue.
Yeah, it's this flaky little thing. But I wanted to ask you. So, I think in my article, I went back and read it. I gave special teams and goaltending. That was an easy win for 2011. Bottom six depth. And just bottom of the lineup depth, including defensemen, I gave it to this team. Because the third line is the best third line I think I've ever seen in Canucks in my lifetime. That's mainly what I was trying to say. But then top of the lineup, I was like, it was really close, but I think I still gave both to the 2011 team. Actually, I can't remember now. Oh God.
Well, okay. Are we considering, like, are we just looking at just the teams, not considering like experience and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's tough. It's hard to say because there's one thing that kind of makes it difficult. The skill level now is way better than it was.
And you have to take that into account, obviously. But I'm trying to remember because I'm blanking here. But I think in my article, I may have actually given. No, I did give it to the 2011 team. Quinn Hughes is like the weird one because there's no defenseman in Canucks history that's even come close to being near as good as him.
Dude, in 2011, there's not a single defenseman in the league on the level of Quinn Hughes.
No, not even close.
Like, yeah, it's not even close.
But you got to think about it like this: if you look at a top four, and you have to view it as a complete unit, right? And this is like the ideal on paper version. You have Hughes, Hronek, or sorry, I'll start with 2011.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Edler, Ehrhoff, Hamuse, Bieksa. That's sick.
Oh yeah,
that's two top pairs right there. You got Hughes, Hronek, which is like not just top pair. That's like top of the league, like one of the best pairs in the entire NHL. And then what do you got? Cole Zadorov, Cole Myers, it's probably Susie Cole or Susie Zadorov or something like that.
The 2011 team was also carrying like 14 defensemen, so they had options. So
yeah, and like even though Quinn Hughes is easily the best defenseman, it's not even close in Canucks history. And he quarterbacks the power play. Christian Ehrhoff did just fine on power play 1 and was also a defensive ace. Like that guy rocked.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. It's just it's a fun little thing to think about. It's not something you should really be thinking too much into, but I would take the 2011 team because there's still a lot more you can add to this Canucks team. That 2011 team had the two greatest players in franchise history in their prime. Probably the second best two-way centerman of his generation, and Alex Burrows.
Come on now.
You win. You have Alex Burrows.
Here's the thing. Okay, so it's definitely harder to say this year's team because we haven't even seen them in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's stupid. That's why you shouldn't really be thinking about it.
But I will say I'd probably give it to the 2011 team because we forget how freaking good the Sedins were, man. Like they were nuts. They were both hard candidate players that year. Like,
well, okay, look at the top of the line. Let's very quickly compare this. So top of the lineup, you have the Sedins and Burrows as your number one line. It was rarely changed. Occasionally Burrows would play with Bieksa and Raymond, but most of the time that was your top line.
Wait, Bieksa and Raymond?
Who did I say? Oh, I said Kessler.
Oh, okay.
Or I meant to say, maybe I said Bieksa. I don't know. Right now, the top line, I guess, is Suter, Miller, Besser. Although Pettersson is our best forward.
Yeah.
So their best forward, I did it again.
You'll never not do it.
It always slips. It always finds a way. But I think, the Sedins and Burrows is the best top line in Canucks history. That's not really close.
I think the top 6 of that team probably is better than the top 6 they have now.
But I wouldn't say by all that much.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like the fact that you have like 2 players who are twins and they're like just as good as each other.
Yeah.
They're both hard candidates. That makes it way too compelling to not take them. And then Ryan Kessler, as you mentioned, one of the best two-way centers of his time. So
it's funny too because that year he obviously won the Selke, and that was probably his worst defensive season of like the few where he was like killing it around that time. But he scored 40 goals and he had the pedigree, so of course he was going to win that.
Oh yeah, dude, that guy was a freaking
tipping machine.
Dude, he was just a machine in general, man.
He was like Pavelski before there was Pavelski. You know what I mean?
The goal he scored in Nashville, I think it was game 3. Was it game 3 or game 4? Game 4.
Raymond coast to coast.
Yeah, and then
so gross.
God, one of my favorite goals I've ever seen live.
Oh, you mean you watched? I was like, bro, you were in Nashville?
No,
dude. I saw a game in that series though. I saw game 5.
Really?
And he scored late to bring it within 1.
They lost that game though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Happened.
So I couldn't see a series winner. That's tough scenes.
Yeah.
All right, let's quickly preview the game tonight. So the Canucks play Pittsburgh, and yes, they will be trading for Jake Gensel. Or Marcus Pettersson. Why don't we just get all the Petterssons? The Canucks should just get every Pettersson in the league.
It's a lot of Pettersson, man.
Dude, too much. There's no such thing as too much power.
That's true. That's true. You
There
can never have
is.
enough Petterssons in your league.
Capitalism.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Let's do a capitalism episode.
Let's not.
Let's do a Poli-Sci episode. Let's get into the nitty gritty of some Poli-Sci.
All right. Who should we bring on for that?
Ooh, producer Sophie.
Poli-Sci episode. Love that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Pittsburgh game. They should smoke them. I'm sorry. They should.
Oh.
They can't score.
Crosby's pretty good.
I don't care. They can't score.
Crosby can score.
Has he? Well, he kind of has been, but
Crosby scores.
That team's kind of a mess right now. Tristan Jarry is great.
Jarry.
Yeah, he's been great, but
You know
that
who else
team-
is great?
what?
Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, but you know who's better?
Sidney Crosby.
No,
Sorry.
Elise Pettersson. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Right
now.
Yeah, I think Penguins obviously are fighting for the playoff lives, but
Oh man, it's like them and the Devils. I don't know. They were my two like wild card teams. I was like, those two are gonna be fine.
they're one of those teams where I think they should be sellers, but I don't think they can because you don't have your first round pick this year, and not
So
having.
that's why they could recoup, I
Yeah.
guess. But
But like, yeah, you just can't run into a situation where you're giving up an unprotected first next year because
Yeah.
I think they're going to be worse next year. So
I tend to agree.
yeah, but I think the Canucks should win this game. If they,
I hope so.
yeah, if they don't, it's going to be because Tristan Jarry stood on his head. But we'll see what happens.
But they played Swayman, and I think that they were able to, figure him out.
Yeah,
So.
totally.
But yeah, we're getting the nod saying 2 minutes with that camera. But I think we should just keep going. I feel like we should just make this. We should just piss off our producer.
Yeah.
My mic died. We need to do an outro.
No more Poli-Sci.
There's so many technical issues. I want to talk about Poli-Sci. We're doing a Poli-Sci
not
episode.
allowed.
I'm telling you right now, we're doing a Poli-Sci episode.
You're not going to talk about Poli-Sci until you clean your room.
Riley from Hive Mind.
That's my guy.
Shout out.
That's my guy.
I don't know why. Thank you for watching another episode of the Biscuit Basket. Be sure to check out Evolution's Twitter, TikTok, all that jazz. You will see clips of not just us, but other of our friends and fellow, content creator, journalists. I don't know what they want to do. Anything you want to add?
Let's go Blazers because they're the goddamn best.
Let's go Canucks. How about this puck? Isn't this?
Yeah.
Look at that.
The Canucks need to get some Blazers players is what I think. And
They could have had one in Logan Stankoven, but
Yeah.
no.
Well, they technically do have one right now, but he's not on an NHL contract. Anyways, and also
Look at that camera right there.
Poli-Sci.
We love Poli-Sci. Bye.
Bye.